we need to talk about Tana Mongeau. Does anyone remember when Jeff Wittek came out and called out James Charles for his inappropriate behavior while Tana sat beside him in a hot tub? If not, let me remind you.
I'm not saying all people, but certain people get to a level of success where their ego's out of control and they abuse their power. And that's why I told you to watch the Kevin Spacey documentary on HBO, because it's crazy. Like, they have all these guys that were trying to make it in Hollywood, and he was this big, massive actor, and he hadn't come out as gay yet. It was like the beginning of the Me Too and everyone started coming out, and they're telling their stories, and I'm like, holy shit, I could relate to this, because look at what I did with James Charles.
Jeff told Tana in that hot tub that after watching a specific documentary, he felt that he related to the victims in it when it came to James Charles. Now, remember, James Charles had a public flirtation going on with Jeff, which Jeff encouraged at the time by flirting with him back. And Jeff is essentially saying he feels like he was in a position with someone more powerful that the guys in the documentary were.
You know, to make it in Hollywood. But if I didn't have a career going and I didn't make money and I already had momentum, who knows if I would have sucked James Charles'? But let me finish this, because you know James Charles, he preys on young straight men. And
Jeff is saying that to try to make it in the YouTube sphere, he might have done something he normally wouldn't have, insinuating that James's power had influence over him. And then Jeff makes it clear how he feels about James and what James was doing to people.
He used to text me like, I want you to come over and watch a movie. And I'm like, where are you getting these vibes from that I'm that type of guy at all that would do that?
We've already previously pointed out Jeff's contradictions here, because Jeff defended James early on against the young victims that came forward. And Jeff also heavily flirted with and encouraged James to spend alone time with him. But this video isn't about Jeff. This video is about Tana. So let's get to our point. In this video, Jeff states that he felt similar to men that had been preyed upon. And notice Tana really doesn't have much to say here. And that's likely because Tana herself was trying to get Jeff and James to be a thing, knowing herself that Jeff was straight. So she was essentially trying to help James do exactly what Jeff is claiming he felt like he was a victim of. Tana at one point tweeted, quote, "I am going to make James and Jeff happen or die trying. Call me millionaire matchmaker." End quote. So it's interesting that he was sitting there in that hot tub sharing his feelings about this situation when she knew she was an active supporter of James' intentions to woo Jeff. But again, we're not here to talk about Jeff. We're here to talk about Tana getting away with supporting James and being somewhat like James herself. Now, for anyone who doesn't remember, Tana once went on Ethan Klein's podcast and denounced James, only to turn around and associate herself with him once again shortly after, which Ethan Klein had called her out for. Tana defended this behavior by saying she wanted to remain civil with James because it felt good, and then proceeded to seemingly promote his makeup.
James Charles.
He crushed. He got 48%. EDP exposed, only 11%. Choline, 10%. Logan Cryptozoo. I mean, that one is really illegal. He only got 8%.
Send me an eyeliner, you freak.
Well, let me ask you, go down to, so James Charles, what is your thoughts on the legality of what he's been up to?
I mean, with the right lawyer, he's not going to pull this out, honestly.
Your Honor, he asked for the age and they sent him a falsified ID.
He asked for the age.
I just really want a pigmented waterline eyeliner, you know?
As you can see here, when Ethan was trying to call James out for his behavior, Tana was trying to distract from the topic to get them to stop talking about James, to defend her friend, because James was in fact her friend again at this time, and she was doing her best to sway the conversation away from what he did and toward his makeup.
I smell the tequila. It's pigmented. Tana, I recall last time you were on our show, you made a promise to me to denounce James Charles in all of his forms.
I am very happy to be civil. And right now, as you
That
guys
guy's trying
can
to
see...
kids. He's trying to kids, Tana.
Oh no.
And as you can see here, Tana said she was happy to be civil with James and didn't want to denounce him, as Ethan encouraged her to. Ethan even told her how serious what James had done was, but Tana didn't seem to care or mind much. And I think we found out why. It's because Tana herself has said in the past that she herself was interested in those much too young for her. Check out what she said here.
So Jacob Sartorius.
Pass.
Why?
He looks like my little brother. He could be my little brother. I could have him as a kid.
But like, does he?
While playing Smash or Pass, an almost 19-year-old Tana brought up 14-year-old Jacob Sartorius. When her friend obviously passed on him for being a kid, Tana questioned the decision before sharing her own.
Once in a while, I'll see a picture of Jacob and I'm just like, 5 years, man. 5 years.
Tana was actively saying that she was looking at this child and waiting for him to turn 18 because she was attracted to him. But it gets worse.
I think that if it was legal, I would Jacob Sartorius.
He looks a lot younger than I thought.
She said that if it was legal, she would straight out sleep with this 14-year-old at the time when he was 14, as if the legality of it was the only thing stopping her. Her friend then pointed out just how young the kid looked, but Tana wasn't deterred.
He was born blonde, his hair grew out, you know,
Ew.
the routine, your hair goes out.
Honestly, in 5 years, call me.
No.
She then advised the 14-year-old to call her when he turned 18. She seemed to think he was 13 at the time too, because she kept saying 5 years. And none of that seemed to deter her, even as her friends told her how gross it was and told her how young he not only was, but how young he looked. So her association and defense of James Charles makes a little more sense when you realize she's behaved in an odd manner herself. The fact that she wouldn't even denounce the behavior when Ethan pointed it out, and she kept trying to dismiss it and talk about makeup was odd enough. And you can say, oh, but she was only 18 in that video. But that was still an adult talking about a child. And she clearly years later didn't seem to care much about not doing that kind of thing when she defended James and wouldn't denounce the behavior.
Oh no.
He's trying to kid, bro.
Third row. Can you see that my waterline is pigmented black? Like, can you guys see that under my mascara it's black? It's pigmented. No?
But Tana, he's trying to kids. They're still looking at that shirt.
I'm not kids.
No, not you. James Charles, he's trying to kids. Right now.
As hard as Ethan tried to drive home, the point Tana just didn't care. And you can say she was drunk, because clearly she was. But how is it that even drunk she chose to defend him and act as if what he did wasn't wrong? She sure seemed to be in control of herself when she was doing that and trying to distract the conversation away from him.
He's in someone's Snapchat DM right now.
What
Somebody
do
should
you
call
want
the
me to do?
cops.
What do you want me to do, Ethan?
Do you denounce James Charles?
Can you agree that my waterline is pigmented black?
Yes. Your mascara's running?
Like, no, that my wing is very pronounced.
What does that mean?
Well, I'm sorry.
No, I don't know what that means.
It's more so just like, look at my waterline, my eye's black.
I literally don't know what you're saying.
I-
What is she saying?
Hold on, you
James
fucking
Charles
freak.
makeup, I guess.
Hold on. Hold on.
Oh, wait, are you using his makeup?
She didn't care. And again, you can say she was drunk, but she wasn't drunk when she decided to be civil with him. That was a sober thought and action. And the only thing being drunk did was help her not have a filter and to be able to defend him more courageously than she probably would have done sober. I just think it's interesting how easily Tana forgave his quote-unquote crimes, and she never seems to be held accountable for who she supports and what she says.